Nigel's one of the many VW enthusiasts who struggle to keep these classic vehicles on the road. These buses are air-cooled, so there's no water to freeze or boil. A lot of the problems come on hot days in slow-moving traffic when they can become seriously overheated. Nigel intends to rip out the old engine and boost performance considerably with a new motor. With this in mind, Nigel's brought her down to the engine builders for a quick spin on the dyno to see what kind of power she's putting out before the work starts. First, it's the moment every girl fears, stepping on the scales.
Oh! The more accurate the weight is, you put it into the dyno and it can work everything back from there.
Not surprisingly, she's put on a few pounds since rolling out the factory 40 years ago.
Yeah, it weighs more than we thought it was going to be, probably because it's full of filler and chicken wire and newspaper and then more filler and water. It's
tight on time.
A lot worse than I thought it was going to be.
Look, that's metal. Look, Nigel, quick, get a magnet. That's metal.
Scary to drive, won't steer, won't brake.
Battered, beat up, leaking oil. In my opinion, I'd buy a rot-free bus from California, put a good engine in it and paint it. So it's a bit of a lost cause in my eyes.
They've had a good poke round. I didn't come down just for bacon, but you know, it's just part and parcel of owning this bus. This door, I'll have you know, is off a show-winning van.
Yeah, so the show-winning door on the van doesn't fit the rest of the vehicle.
6 months is tight. I've got a split and I've been doing it for 2 years and I still haven't finished.
Putting it on then.
30 horsepower, 40 horsepower? No. 20 horsepower? Maybe.
The first test will measure the brake horsepower. Dipsy should be somewhere around the low 40s.
So using your mirror, carefully watch the rolls, just start them rolling and just get it going a little bit. That's fine. Dip the clutch. That's it, all the way through to full throttle now. Foot to the floor, foot to the floor. Faster, faster. About full throttle. The clutch is slipping. Okie dokie, into neutral.
As we say, the clutch is slipping like crazy. The peak brake horsepower at the rear wheels is a whopping 13 brake horsepower at the wheels.
Next up is a 0 to 60 and a top speed test.
Did you make 60 on the way up? Yeah. Did you? Ooh, we might do that.
We might do.
Unfortunately, Dipsy can't quite make it to 60.
That's 40.
So 55 miles an hour will go down as a top speed.
Okay.
After letting everything cool down and with a little more care not to overheat the clutch, the quarter-mile sprint is simulated. A standard bus will do the run in around 26 seconds. With modification, a sub-14-second time is possible.
27 seconds.
27 seconds. My estimate was 30.
So it's not, it's slow, but it's not really slow, especially with the stepping clutch.
Yeah.
A bit of a struggle today, really. We had a problem with battery because we had 2 second-hand manky batteries to start with. And when you're building a new fresh motor with good compression, it's difficult to turn them over.
Come on then. Whoa!
We did that, and Nigel had rebuilt a second-hand starter motor, and it was awful. As soon as we put a good battery on it and a good starter, you know, pretty much straight away it fired up. You know, it's been a hard, long night, but it should be sorted now. And tomorrow we can get it running, finish the cam and get it dynoed.
That's running.
Times when you just thought, it's just, you know, we're going to have got this far and it's just never going to run. There's going to be something about it that it's never going to run. When it burst into life, you know, and it's like, that's an engine and that's in my bus.
We're going to really miss it.
That was so sincere.
Let's go.
Next morning, the engine seems to be firing and running well. But it's not long before disaster strikes. The new turbo is dropping oil and will have to be whipped out for a quick post-mortem.
Look there, look there.
Running a chemical solution through the unit soon highlights the problem. It's a dud.
If you look just in there, in that gap, it was probably a defective turbo, brand new, one that didn't pass quality inspection.
A project that big, you need a bit of luck on your side.
Last-minute turbo trouble means he and his 65 Devon split Dipsy may miss his club's AGM and a scheduled run on the drag strip.
I don't actually think Nigel's had luck on his side.
Dipsy's been given plenty of grunt, but without a turbo she will struggle to achieve a fast time at Santa Pod. Nevertheless, given the state of Dipsy 5 months ago, Nigel's achievement to date shouldn't be underestimated.
Sit and think about it on the way back last night, and the handbrake lever is the only part that didn't come off that bus because we couldn't get the pin out. Other than that, every single part has been off that bus and back on again. Some original, some replacement.
Undeterred, Nigel has set himself a new deadline. He now plans to get Dipsy ready for the UK's biggest VW event, Bug Jam. So in total, it's taken Nigel just 7 months to transform Dipsy from a scruffy old mongrel to top dog.
To be honest, I couldn't be happier. You know, just the way the wheels look, all the bright work, the bumpers and the trim. The interior, it's the original interior that the van had, but with a slightly modern twist, but then still actually quite retro at the same time.
He's done it in 17.6 seconds, averaging around 76 miles per hour.
Well done. Well done. Thank you. Even rolling off.
Well done, fella. Well done. That was really good. Second run, I've broken what we hoped to break, which we always knew it would, but you know, I've done it.
Dipsy can now be called a fully fledged bus with attitude.
Well, first things first is congratulations, Nigel. Well done. I know it's been a long, tough old road, but that's the idea, you see.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that a sub 18 seconds in a bus is, you know, like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
There are guys out there with 2.2s who cannot get below 20s. Well done.
Good, nice one.
Good one.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
All right, mate. Hey.
So with the project at an end, how would Nigel and Nikki sum up the past 7 months?
A nightmare.
Say, torture.
Unless you've got no job and a bottomless pit of money and an endless bucket of optimism,